We're here with Mayor Hawthorne in Chicago. How you doing?
Chilling.
Awesome.
Life is great.
Thank you so much for doing this interview for us.
Absolutely, no problem.
Fusicology loves you, man.
I love Fusicology.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you, being from the Detroit area, what do you think the scene is like there, and where you came from, and where it's going?
Detroit is an incredible place. You know, no place on earth has more soul than Detroit, Michigan. And I couldn't be happier that I grew up there, and I'm so proud to be representing that wherever I go. And I'm always screaming Detroit, you know, everywhere in the world that I go. But Detroit is unfortunately not the most economically viable place to be in the world right now. There's not a whole lot of industry there to support the incredible artistry that's coming out of that region. So, like many of my predecessors, I made the move to Los Angeles, where there is a lot more support for the entertainment industry.
Speaking of which, into our next question, the whole correlation between Detroit and LA, probably starting with Dilla moving out there and living with Common, what do you see? How do you feel about that?
It's an incredible thing. I'm really thankful that LA is so receptive to artists from Detroit. I mean, we have this sort of magical connection, and I think it has something to do with the laid-back nature of both cities, but there's also that like hustler mentality that kind of underlies everything, and I think that's why we get along really well.
That's awesome. Now, you come from your hip-hop roots, you're a DJ, you've got A-Side Worldwide. Tell us a little bit about those roots.
Well, yeah, I grew up listening to Public Enemy and Mobb Deep and Jay Dilla and NWA, and I was a hip-hop DJ and producer, and that was what I always wanted to do, was make hip-hop music. And it wasn't until I met Peanut Butter Wolf when I moved to Los Angeles that you know, I even thought about recording an album of soul music. You guys have Wolf to thank for that.
That's great. That's really awesome. And you just came back from Europe, and you're going on another U.S. and Canadian tour. Tell us a little bit about your dates.
We're going all over the U.S. again. 32 dates coming up in October, November. I'm super excited. We're hitting a lot of new places, and you know, we're returning to a lot of our favorite spots. And I'm really excited to check out all the good food everywhere.
That's awesome. What are your upcoming projects release-wise?
I'm working on my sophomore album right now. Doing a little recording in Detroit, a little recording in LA, and some really cool surprises in the works for that I can't get into just yet.
When is there any scheduled release, or is it just sometime in 2011?
It's going to be out hopefully early next year.
Oh, we're really excited. And
Records.
Fantastic. That's we're really excited about that.
The kiddo.
Yeah. And another really interesting question is, we heard you are a sneaker fanatic. You love them sneakers.
I am indeed. I got my Twin Peaks on
right
now.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really hot.
Twin Peaks
That's hot.
I'm definitely a sneaker freaker. I've been way into the Jordans lately. I was out of the Jordans for a long time, but now I'm like way back in there. You know.
We heard you have your own custom shoe, or what's going on?
That was actually, I didn't even know about that shoe. That was kind of a surprise. The homie Jay Goods showed up at our show in Minneapolis, where he's based, and delivered a custom pair of SB Dunks for me.
Wow.
That are one of a kind, literally one of one. There's only one pair of them, and they were pretty spectacular.
That is off the chain. Well, we're so happy and pleased that we got to finally interview for the website and North Coast Music Festival 2010 here in Chicago.
Hey!
Hey, any shout outs, any last words?
Shout out A-Side Worldwide, Stone's Throw Records, Fusicology, Big Bucks, No Whammies.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Peace.